The following program is rated PG-VG for gratuitous vaping. Strange Vapes. Howdy folks, welcome to Strange Vapes. This is Mo, your tour guide through the world of unusual flavor profiles. Welcome back to the Vaping Corner, people. It's been missed. It's been missed. I've been getting comments. Mo, when are you going to go back to your Vaping Corner? And I'm like, hey, I got to go out there. I got to fellowship with the world, you know? I got to promote the shops that I like. I got to itch my leg. But I'm back, bringing you more odd and unusual flavor profiles. First things first, though, I gotta give a huge shout out to Trey Mink of Mink Machines, who made me this, a Flavor Monster cap. Basically what he does is he mills out his own, he makes these custom caps for RDAs that exist already. So I had a plume veil. He makes one for the plume veil, so he sent it to me because he's like, if you're going to be doing these odd and unusual flavors, you're going to get all of the flavor out of it. So I thank him. Been using it now for a couple of weeks. I mean, it's a beast. It really is. I would show you how it chucks right now, but I've got today's juice in my Addy, and frankly, as few times as I can vape this would be perfect because it smells awful. Today I am dealing with Chuck Bronson, which is part of the Atom line by Eve. Oh, I see, that's very clever. It says 15 milliliters of manliness on the fucking bottle, and I gotta tell you, it's one of the worst smelling juices I have ever encountered. Fluid smells better. Wet Dreams smells better. You know, the only thing I'm giving this credit for is that it hasn't stunk the shit out of my room like Wet Dreams does. This one does not need a mason jar to hold it. Wet Dreams does. This, however, smells worse. I'm just happy that it's not like, it's not like taking over my room. Anyway, getting back to business. So this is this Chuck Bronson. It's supposed to be a how do they describe it? They describe it in very ridiculous terms, and let me just find it real quick, and I'll read it to you. So I want to get the exact wording right for you. It says bold coffee with a splash of cream and a dash of charming. It's none of those things. And I know I'm kind of giving myself away here that I've already tried it, but I put a fresh build in my plume veil. I wanted to see how it worked, and this was my plan for the day, so I had already wetted up the wick, and I gave it a go. This is disgusting. But, since it's part of the show, to let you guys witness these awful acts that I force myself to do, I am going to take a toot for science. I'm just going to bump this sucker right up to 70 watts. The build that I have in here doesn't really ramp up very well at 30 or 40. I've got it's a 0.5, so it's not particularly low, but it's 10 wraps, 24 gauge Canthal dual coil, so it's very, very slow on the build up. So I'm gonna do it at 70, and I'll do it at 100, and I'm gonna pray for death. So here we go. Here's 70. Oh my God. Oh. I'm crying here. Jesus Christ. And I did dry heave there, by the way. This has been one of the worst things I've ever put in my mouth. I think Wet Dreams tastes better than this, just for the record. I didn't dry heave at Wet Dreams. I did cough at 100 watts, but I did not dry heave. This is one of the most disgusting juices I've ever put in my mouth. Now, it describes itself as a coffee. It sort of smells like a coffee, but when you vape it, this shit tastes like stale garlic bread. How the fuck did they pull that off? Putting out a juice that went through beta testing, I'm assuming, went through all the things, and apparently sells enough to stay on the market. The shit tastes like stale garlic bread. I don't mean to bash the company. I never judge a company based on one juice. But I'm going to tell you that this may rank as, this is worse than the Cantaloupe and Prosciutto. And if you remember the Cantaloupe and Prosciutto episode, I declared that the worst juice I had ever tasted. This is worse than that. I don't mean to get all worked up, but I know that if I don't, you guys don't find the show entertaining, so... Anyway, so that was 70 watts. Oh, fuck me. This is such a bad idea. 100 watts, 7.2 volts, on a 0.5 build with 80% of my battery left. So, my wicks are... This is the other thing I really like about this Flavor Monster is that it's clear. I mean, I know he sells ones that aren't, but this one is clear, so I can look at it and see. The only thing I'm still trying to get used to is that the Plume Vale's well is so shallow that I'm constantly overfilling this thing. Just constantly overfilling it. You know what? I gotta do this. I've got Berry Dreams by Coil Vapes sitting in my Sub-Tank Mini, which I love, by the way. This thing's amazing. Sitting on my DNA 30 device here. And I had it sitting here for backup because I had tried the other juice already, and I'm like, I'm gonna need something to get this fucking flavor out of my mouth as soon as possible. And so I had this sitting on standby. I mean, really, not bad clouds for a tank, you know? I think the Atlantis' clouds might be a little bit thicker, but I don't give a shit about clouds. I am all about flavor. And I think that the Sub-Tank wins, hands down. Alright, so enough pimping other people's products. Back to Chuck Bronson. One more toot, 100 watts for science. Give me a second, I gotta pray to Crom to get me through this. Oh, man. And if you don't, to hell with you. Alright. let's move on. Oh! God, the flavors are just intensified like fucking 10 times over. Oh. This is disgusting. Fuck me. You know, I've done some pretty sick juices. I really have. There have been some that I haven't liked. There have been some that I've kind of liked, but then didn't like later. I'm looking at you, Obscura. There have been some that I've loved. I'm looking at you, Pizza Delicious. But, good fucking God, this is torturous. This is torturous. Why am I tasting garlic? Why does a juice that's labeled as coffee come off as garlic? I don't know. Maybe the cream went bad in it. I don't know. But this isn't that old, you know? So I'm going to give a big shout out. Yeah, let's see when this... Yeah, I mean, this is only from October. It's only a few months old. And this is a 6 milligram, too, which is odd, because normally, if you know much about me, you know 6 milligram juices just fucking destroy me. But this one really isn't hitting me that bad. Maybe my tolerance is raised up. I have been vaping almost exclusively 3s for the last few months. Man, I did that one out of habit. You know, I get to talking for a little bit, and next thing I know, I'm just automatically puffing on it, and that was the worst mistake of my life. Well, one of. Good heavens. Alright, I can't handle the smell anymore. It smells so bad in my room. It's -3 degrees outside, minus the wind chill. That's how fucking cold it is here in Connecticut, or at least in where I am. And, I'm gonna open that window and turn a fan on because I need this smell out of my vaping corner. I'm going to re-wick this and maybe pop a little. There we go. Let's pimp one of the newest companies I've tried and have been. I mean, a couple of the juices really needed to go sit off and steep, but that's fine. It's to be expected. Sometime all their orders are made to order, but I have been loving the vanilla custard by Vape Juice. Go check these guys out. Great prices, decent quality juice. You know, I've tried some stuff from White Label. It's okay, but it separates. You know, I mean, here I've got my bottle of Ecto Cooler, which I'll be doing on another episode of the show later. And look at it, the flavor just separates out. You gotta shake it back up to get the flavor all together. And I hate that. That drives me fucking nuts, you know? There's gotta be some way that they could just not make that not happen, you know? It just strikes me as cheap, and that annoys me. But I'm not here to rail on White Label. They do have some fantastic juices. That's not even the point of this. The point of this is to talk about Vape Juice, who is amazingly well priced. This 120 ml bottle, $20. You know, infinitely customizable, and decent quality. I am really enjoying the vanilla custard. I am also really enjoying the Los Angeles Rush. So if you want to give something new a shot, something that's decent, I'm done talking about this fucking Chuck Bronson because it's fucking gross. Oh god. It got me so worked up, I totally forgot to give it scores. Let's give it scores. Let's do the breakdown. Flavor. It's a 1. It's one of the worst juices I've ever experienced. I apologize to Eve. You know, I'm sure you guys have some great juices out there. I hate to judge an entire company based on one juice, so I'm not going to judge Eve based on Chuck Bronson. But I am going to say that this one juice, one of the worst I've ever had. So 1 out of 5, terrible juice. Strangeness, yeah, it's supposed to be coffee. I've had coffee vapes before and they're pretty good. Some of them are shit. This one's shit. It doesn't taste like coffee, it tastes like fucking garlic bread, which is the weirdest fucking thing ever. You know what? If they repackaged this as a garlic bread vape, I'd probably buy it again. I'd be like, oh, great, I'm gonna try a garlic bread vape. And I'd be like, oh, fuck, it's Chuck Bronson again. Anyway. I'm done. There's literally nothing else I could possibly say. So, you've been watching Strange Vapes. This has been Mo. Keep vaping strange, folks. I'm done vaping strange. I'm gonna vape some fucking Berry Dreams.
Do you have an unusual juice you'd like me to try? Email me at strangevapes@gmail.com, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.